Nirvana is one of the most influential bands in the history of grunge, alternative rock and punk rock. It was founded in 1987 in Aberdeen, Washington, by singer, guitarist and songwriter Kurt Cobain, along with his friend bassist Chris Novoselic. Nirvana went through several drummers until finally recruiting Dave Grohl in 1990, completing the band's legendary lineup. With 3 studio albums, 4 compilation albums, and a large amount of miscellaneous recordings and unreleased material, the band became the most important of the 90s despite only being at the peak of the fame for 3 years, until dissolution due to the death of singer Kurt Cobain. I take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe and leave your like to keep making videos about more stories. You can also find albums, lyrics and music videos of these and other songs on our website, storiesbehindsongs.com. In the late 80s, Nirvana was part of the grunge scene in the city of Seattle, but it would be in 1991 that the band unexpectedly found commercial success with the album Nevermind, becoming a cultural phenomenon that marked Generation X by becoming the spokesperson for their discontent with the system and allowing them to identify with their simple and noisy musical style as well as their simple and incomprehensible lyrics that sometimes addressed social issues in the ways that sparked controversy in the media. These are lesser-known stories in Nirvana songs. Number 10. Sliver. Drop me off at Grandpa Joe. Grandma take me home. Grandma take me home. Grandma take me home. It is the second song that is part of the 1992 compilation album Incesticide. The song was first released in 1990 as a single that did not belong to any album at that time. Cobain saw the song as an important indicator of the band's musical direction, as after the grunge and heavy song of their debut album Bleach, he decided to work on songs with a more dynamic and simple sound, inspired by cult bands like Half Japanese and the Basslines. The song is a semi-autobiographical story by singer Kurt Cobain, who narrates in the first person the tale of a boy who was forced to stay at his grandparents' house, while his parents went out together. During the song, he describes the boy's experience being cared for by his grandparents and how they tried to please him while he constantly asked to be taken back home. According to the band's biographer Michael Azerrad, Cobain first completed the musical arrangement and wrote the lyrics shortly before recording, aiming to compose the most ridiculous pop song he had never made and thus prepare the band's fans for their next album. In an interview with Melody Maker, Cobain said they'd recorded most of the song with the instrument of Tad, a band from the same record company that used to open their concerts, and when they went out to it, they borrowed them to record the most of the song. The recording features Dan Peters on drums, who was briefly in Nirvana while the future of his band Mudhoney was uncertain. He would be the 4th drummer but left the spot that the same year for Dave Grohl, the final member of Nirvana's lineup. Cobain liked the way the song was recorded, as he said some naive, raw and perfect, even claiming it was one of those recordings that could only be done once and could not be replicated. The music video was recorded until 1993 in Kurt's garage in Seattle and showed his 7-month-old daughter, Frances Bean, dancing while held by her father, who is hiding behind a cardboard cutout. The video also showed Dave Grohl on drums and Kurt singing with his iconic red and black striped sweater, which a year earlier his wife Courtney Love would buy from a fan for $30 after a Nirvana performance in Belfast, Ireland. The title of the song confuses many people who remember it as a Silver, but Cobain noted this effect and named it that way intentionally to confuse people. Number 9. Territorial Pissings. It is the 7th song from the second studio album Nevermind, released in 1991. It is a song of only 2 minutes and 23 seconds, but its punk interpretation made it one of the band's most energetic songs, which generally ends with them roughing up or destroying their instruments when they finish playing it. The song's lyric mocks sexism and masculine stereotypes that Cobain always despised, with one line mentioning "never meet a wise man, if so, it's a woman." For the song's title, Kurt declared that he was inspired by the animal kingdom, where the male typically marks his territory by urinating on it. He commented that he sees many men behaving the same way when it comes to sex and power. The intro song by Chris Novoselic features fragments of the song "Get Together" by the Youngbloods, which were broadcast in classic rock CDs commercials at night, and their consistency made people end up hating them. An incident with this song occurred in 1991 on BBC program Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. The band had agreed to play Lithium, but at the last moment decided to play Territorial Pissings before a stunned audience who watched as they destroyed their instruments at the end of the song. The presenter was surprised and ironically commented that the band was now available for children's parties. These records subsequently had to pay for the damage. Number 8. Serve the Servants. It is the first song from the third studio album In Utero, released in 1993. The song was written by Kurt Cobain as a personal, harsh and disturbing critique of his public image. One of became a celebrity following the unexpected success of the second album Nevermind, and especially the track Smell Like Teen Spirit. The song starts with the line "Teenage angst has paid off well. Now I'm bored and old." Originally, the line was going to say "Now I'm old and bald," but Chris Novoselic told Cobain that he was already losing his hair. Throughout the song, Cobain expresses various aspects of his personal life, such as the stigmatization that the media gave to his wife Courtney Love, which he considered a witch hunt. In addition to dedicating some bitter lyrics to his father, Donald Leland Cobain, which Kurt assured were included at the last minute since they fit very well. The first lines of the song caught the attention of critics, who sought to highlight the petulant and sarcastic manner in which the bands handled success and public attention. They also noted Cobain's need to numb himself to respond to demands of his audience, who were eagerly waiting his subsequent releases and wondered if the band would soften after conquering the world with their fame. In the line "That legendary divorce is such a bore," he refers to the media's interest in investigating his childhood and seeking justification for his personality and lifestyle in the separation of his parents. According to Spin magazine in its 2000 edition, during Cobain's public funeral in April 1994, the song was playing on a makeshift speakers in front of a giant fountain. An estimated 5,000 children quickly climbed up to cover the water outlets with one hand and raised their middle fingers to the sky with the other while howling furiously and joyfully. number 7, Aneurysm. It is the 15th and final song of the compilation album Incesticide, released in 1992, and was the first published as the B-side of the single Smells Like Teen Spirit in 1991. The song has a duration of 4 minutes and 35 seconds, starting with an extended introduction that opens with a descending guitar riff and a rustic sound that plays between clear and distorted. According to Charles Cross, author of Cobain's biography Heavier Than Heaven, the track was of the first of about half dozen songs Kurt wrote after ending his relationship with Toby Bale, who was the drummer of the punk rock band Bikini Kill. It is also considered one of the few songs written by all the 3 band's members. The author claims the song was an attempt by Cobain to rekindle that relationship and so to describe the sensations she provoked in him, while also parodying popular phrases among drug users, thus playing with the ambiguity between the effects of love and drugs. The phrase "love you so much it makes me sick" refers to Kurt's first date with Toby Bale, where he was so nervous that he vomited. Critics generally consider it a severely underrated song that stands out for mocking out culture and is perfect for moving the body until it makes the blood boil in the veins. Several band analysts agree that this song is one of their best compositions and is part of Nirvana's peak period, making it strange that it was not included in the album Nevermind, as it can be considered on par with any of those songs. On April 10, 2014, the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Brooklyn, New York. The band Sonic Youth, who played an important role in promoting and elevating Nirvana, was invited to the event. Vocalist and bassist Kim Gordon was a close friend of Kurt and has stated that while performing the song, she allowed herself to feel an explosion of rage, pain and sadness that she had been carrying for the last few years, including Kurt's death, managing to capture the genuine and punk style in her performance throughout the song's 4 minutes. Number 6. Drain You. It is the 8th song from the second studio album Nevermind, released in 1991. Cobain declared to Rolling Stone magazine that this was one of his favorite songs and he never got tired to play in it, besides feeling that this was as good as or better than Smells Like Teen Spirit, although if it became just as popular, he wouldn't like it as much. The band had planned to travel to California to record the album Nevermind, and along the way Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl decided to visit Dale Crover, drummer of the band Melvins, and taking advantage of rehearsal space, they formed a band called The Retards because at that time Kurt liked forming bands with everyone. Each member presents some of their compositions, and Cobain showed them a broken notebook with lyrics. Kurt mentioned that it wasn't a Nirvana song because it didn't have a drum track, and he wasn't sure if he liked it. But when Dale Crover added the drums, everything changed. The band lasted 2 days and recorded a 4-track session at home with Dave Grohl on bass. Kurt introduces this song by talking silly and saying, "We are the Retards and we are going to play a song for you."
The song, the best song for you.
In the Los Angeles studio, producer Butch Vig ensured they used many tracks with guitar overdubs on different amplifiers. more than any other song on the album, including one they called the Super Grunge track that used a pedal on the Fender Bassman amplifier. Cobain refused to record his vocal twice, and Butch Vig had to lie to him, saying that the final track had not recorded correctly or was out of tune, thus obtaining 3 different takes of Cobain's vocals, which he mixed in the final version. During the song interlude, you can hear the sound of various toys like a squeaky mouse and rubber duck that Cobain brought to the studio, which the sound engineer edited with a delayed effect. In a live performance on the show New Pahaya in Paris, France, during the song's interlude, Cobain's guitar cut off, leaving the rest of the song to the bass and Pat Smear's rhythm guitar. You can see Kurt throwing the guitar in frustration, and just when the interlude reaches its climax, Kurt lets out a completely visceral scream, allowing the song to enter the next section of the lyrics. Number 5. On a Plane.
Start this off without any words. Love myself better than you. Know it's wrong.
It is the 11th song from the second studio album Nevermind, released in 1991. This was the first song recorded with drummer Dave Grohl, who had joined the band 3 months earlier, and belongs to a private session recorded on January 1, 1991. At that time, only 2 songs were finished, and another 5, including this song, had unfinished lyrics, improvised vocals, or were instrumental pieces. The song was released as a promotional single in 1992, which had a moderate success, reaching number 25 on the Billboard Alternative Songs chart. The final lyrics were written shortly before being recorded, leading to various messages and random phrases, from chord weakness for heroin to inside jokes in the studio. You can also notice the phrases of the frustration with creative blocks and the singer's fatigue with the lines like "What the hell I'm trying to say?" "I'm dead, I'm done, and I can go home." Finally expressing in the chorus "I'm on a plane" as a way to justify that despite everything, he is in a stable point on his life and can't complain.
What the hell am I trying to say? I'm on a plane. I can't complain.
Cobain stated in a magazine his dissatisfaction with the recording of his song on the album Nevermind, as he felt it was too clean. He preferred the song to be rawer and liked how it sounded like more. Kurt Cobain has been interviewed several times about the meaning of the song's lyrics, and in each of them he changed his explanation, hinting that his lyrics were taken from pieces of poetry that were abstract and out of context. The newspaper New Musical Express described the song lyric as a metaphysical vision of the band when writing their songs. Number 4. Breathe. It is the 4th song from their second studio album Nevermind, released in 1991. The song was composed in 1989 with a slower rhythm and was originally called Imodium, in honor of the antidiarrheal medication used by the singer of Tat, one of the bands from their same record label that used to open their concerts. The band had to change the title due to it being a registered trademark. The song was planned to be released on the band's second album with their record label Sub Pop. However, drummer Chad Channing left the band, forcing them to cancel the album, turning the recording into a demo tape. Subsequently, Butch Vig resumed the song at the studios of the new record label DGC Records. Butch Vig recalls that Cobain recorded 4 vocal takes for the song, and each successive take worsened as Kurt's voice was fading. The song's lyrics express the apathy and fear of middle-class American teenagers regarding the fear and insecurity of their future, as well as the blurring of the values instilled by their white upbringing. Kerrang! Music magazine described the lyrics as Cobain's gift for creating witty and purposeful nonsense, while Rolling Stone magazine classified the song as one of the most lively on the album Nevermind. Several fans of the band have pointed out similarities with the song Potential Suicide by the band Weepers, a punk rock band that Cobain declared was a significant influence on him, to the extent of covering their songs D7 and Return of the Rat. The song has appeared in various media, such as the 2007 action film Shoot 'Em Up with Clint Owen and Monica Bellucci, and in the video games like Tony Hawk's Providing Ground in 2007, as well as being part of a playable track in Guitar Hero on Tour and the Fortnite Festival on 2024. Number 3. Dump.
My heart is broke, I have some glue. I think I'm dumb, maybe just happy.
It is the sixth song from the third studio album In Utero, released in 1993. The song was written by Kurt Cobain in 1990 after releasing their first studio album Bleach. At that time, the band was moving away from the heavy grunge sound to a more openly melodic pop rock. The first draft of the song, along with scribbles and glossary lists, were published posthumously with the authorization of Courtney Love on the Name Journals in 2002. In 2 full pages, part of the lyrics and the title I Think I'm Dumb are shown, along with a note saying Unfinished. Courtney Love assured that the Cobain had written much of the lyrics in just 20 minutes during a trip to Amsterdam. The song was first performed live on the radio show Boy Meets Girl, hosted by Calvin Johnson on Chaos FM, where Kurt played this and 3 other songs solo on a Stella acoustic guitar he had just bought from a pawn shop for $20. The guitar only had 5 strings, which he didn't bother to change. He sought to share some of his new compositions spontaneously, also asserting that he had written several of them that same night while driving. In an interview with Melody Maker, Kurt Cobain stated that the song was about people who do need to develop their intelligence to be happy, and people who can entertain themselves watching 10 hours of television. He knew many people who had terrible jobs, were alone and had no social life, but were still happy, something that sometimes made him envious. However, several people interpreted the lyrics as an optimist way that invites reflection and saying the positive side in bad times, even if you seem foolish for not stopping to be happy, and it's okay to be dumb and happy. Kera Shelley played the cello on this and other songs during the recording of In Utero. In an interview with Rolling Stone, she recalled that the first time she heard Dump, she liked it so much that when the record arrived, she looked at him and said that it was a really beautiful song. Kurt was a bit surprised, thinking it might be funny, but he simply replied with a thank you. In 2023, Nirvana's YouTube channel released a music video from the song made by British animator Ruth Mercy, with his unique animation style, to promote the 30th anniversary of the album In Utero. Number 2. Break Me. It is the fourth song for the third studio album In Utero, released in 1993. The song was written before the album Nevermind, and it was literally intended to be an anti-rape anthem. However, when the Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love became celebrities after the success of the Nevermind, the lyrics in the bridge of the song were rewritten several times, coming to be interpreted as a denunciation of the outrage against their personal lives committed by the media with their criticism. Cobain explained to several magazines that the song is written for the victim's point of view, who challenges the attacker to commit the act as a way of demonstrating that they will survive and that karma will return the transgression multiplied when they are caught and sent to jail. Cobain clarified that it was not a pleasant image, but he imagined the victim's fury and their hope in karma will allow them to mock their attacker. This mix of concepts confused and disturbed many listeners, leading Cobain to frequently explain the song's meaning. The track was first recorded with the Sub Pop record label, and for the demo session they recorded 2 takes of the song, one of which features Cobain and Dave Grohl recording the vocal lines. In several pauses of the song, you can hear the crying of the Frances Bean, Cobain's newborn daughter, who he has holding in his lap.
Rape me, my friend.
This version was released as a part of the 2004 With the Lights Out. The opening bars and chord progression have led to comparison between the guitar riff and that of Smell Like Teen Spirit. Pitchfork Music magazine considered it an early directing version of the hit, while biographer Charlie Cross described the song with the same catchy dynamic from soft to loud as Teen Spirit, making perfect, beautiful, unsettling, and disturbing. According to Danny Goldberg, the band's manager, the title and lyrics of the song led to the MTV to ban Nirvana from MTV Video Music Awards in 1992, as the president of MTV was concerned that the song would make it seem like the television network was normalizing the act. The manager contacted the director by phone to remind him of Cobain's commitment to feminism, and assured that the song was against the rape. However, the director did not believe it and conditioned the band's performance on playing their latest single, Lithium, which seemed more universal to them. However, Kurt started their segment by playing a few seconds of the banned song, before correcting herself and continued with the Lithium. At the end of the song, the band began destroying the instruments, as the next band was Guns N' Roses and they already had issues with them. As a result, MTV contributed to the initial non-sale of the album in utero in Walmart and Kmart stores, which forced the record label to release an alternative version where they changed the song's title to Wave Me, and removed the back cover, which was a collage of anatomical models and plastic fetuses in red tones. In the posthumous publication of Kurt Cobain's draft and drawings called Journals, a mention is made of a music video that would be set in a prison, showing a man being prepared for a gynecological exam along with images of flowers and seahorses. However, the video was not made in part because MTV took the stance of not airing it. The final 23-page script of the music video was sold on eBay in January 2003 for $620. The song is generally seen as the counterpart to Polly, which narrates the atrocities in the act from the aggressor's point of view. Number 1. Polly.
Think I should get off the first.
It is the 6th song from the second studio album, Nevermind, released in 1991. In 1987, Kurt Cobain was reading the local newspaper like any other day when he came across a story about the kidnapping, rape, and torture of a 14-year-old girl. after leaving a rock concert in Tacoma, Washington. She was intercepted by a middle-aged stranger who offered to take her home. The victim saw the stranger as a good person and accepted the ride. However, the kidnapper handcuffed the victim and forced her into his mobile home at night point. He then blindfolded her, hung her upside down with a rope and pulley, and abused her with various objects, even bringing a propane torch close to her skin.
Polly says her back hurts. Isn't me, haven't seen.
Fortunately, when the owner of the mobile home stopped at the gas station, the victim managed to free herself and run to some policemen to file a report. 2 days later, the aggressor was arrested for a traffic violation and was recognized as a 49-year-old Gerald Arthur Friend, who had already served a 74-year sentence for the rape and torture, but was released on parole after 20 years in prison. This news impacted Cobain so much that he wrote a song originally called Cracker, which spoke from the perpetrator's point of view and what he thought of his victim. At that time, the song was only played live and underwent various and rare recordings before being included in the album Nevermind. One of the preliminary versions for the album was recorded acoustically with a Stella guitar originally designed to have 12 strings. However, Cobain has bought his a pawn shop for $29 with only 5 strings and didn't bother to change them, despite it barely staying in tune. Producer Butchvik recalled recording several preliminary versions of the album with that guitar, and the strings were so old they produced no tone, resulting in a very percussive sound. Critics highlighting the song as a reflection of a sick mind, expressed in an uniform and serene rhythm that contrasts with the strident choruses and constant screams Kurt was known for. However, the lyrics alone create a creepy atmosphere with the tranquility and stillness of the acoustic versions. According to Charles Cross, Bob Dylan attended a Nirvana concert and was impressed with this song, referring to it as one of the band's best, and Cobain as a boy with heart. Journalist Michael Lazarat noted that after the publication of Polly and Rape Me, interviews with Cobain of this topic became very frequent. In 2012, Courtney Love stated in an interview with the Los Angeles Times that today you can't write a song like this anymore, and Kurt wouldn't be allowed to sing it now, which would be quite sad. In the liner notes on the 1992 album Incesticide, Cobain wrote that the previous year a girl had been assaulted by 2 sperm whales while singing and had the lyrics of the song Polly in the background. It was tough for him to know that such plankton existed in his audience. Cobain always expressed his discomfort with addressing the rape issue by educating women to take care of themselves or defend themselves. He always considered it better to educate men not to do it. If you like the video, share it with your friends and family to learn more about these songs. Remember, you can leave us the comments that the other bands or singers would you like to see in these videos. Until next time.